Hey, everybody. Welcome to Take the Black, the one and only show on the internet where we dare to discuss things like TV, movies, fantasy, sci-fi, books, lasers, dinosaurs, robots, etc., and so forth. I am Dan Selcke, the editor of winteriscoming.net, and I am here with Mia Johnson, or should I say at Mia J Media, the editor of GoCreditTheForce.com and co-editor on winteriscoming.net. And Mia, how are you on this socially distanced at home November day?
Yeah, good. Everything is fine. There's no like outbreak or anything. We've got Richard is off today, so we've got Michael helping us out. So props to him. Let's see. Oh, Dan froze on my end. Okay, but we're making this work. We've got something brand new, at least for today. But it looks cool. But
Yeah.
I'm doing good. Also, I have an announcement to share about everyone. For
Uh-huh.
everyone. I might know
What?
about everyone. So personal news. This will be one of my last two shows. Oh my gosh. Now, Dan, you know about this already. We discussed this. But yeah, I will just be kind of moving on from Fansided, and I guess I'll be taking some sort of career sabbatical or journey. So I will go out into the desert of Arrakis and, I won't leave until, I have some vision of, some person in a scarf telling me what I must do. But in all seriousness, yeah, I think it's just kind of, a time for me to just start dreaming and thinking and getting a little bit of a rest too. I was like, oh, old me is getting kind of old. So I've been so happy to be doing this show, and I'm excited that I've got this one to look forward to and next week as well. So this isn't goodbye just yet. But yeah, I want to have some fun for these last two shows, that's for sure.
Let's do it. Yes, we're sorry to lose you, Mia, but you still have two shows left, and I know that all of us here will miss you dearly. But until you go, and don't go into, okay, if you had read Dune Messiah, don't go into the desert in Arrakis. It's very bad news. No one comes back from there. But you got to do what you got to do. But
Yeah.
we'll perhaps you can come back when Dune Messiah comes out. We can talk about that. But anyway, while we still
Thank you,
have you,
Christian.
what are we talking about today?
Oh my gosh. Thank you, Julie, as well. Gosh, we've got a lot of trailers to talk about this week. It's just nothing but trailers that have come out. And so I thought
It
we would
was.
talk about a handful of them. And I was thinking we could start with The Witcher, which dropped the season 2 trailer just
Mm-hmm.
recently. So
The
you
Yeah.
you go ahead.
Okay.
Oh,
This
let's
is
take a look at it now. Here we go.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
This,
yeah.
you
What?
know what? You know that one thing that kind of turned me off about the Witcher when I watched it. There was a
Ooh, what?
bunch. I didn't like how modern the dialogue sounded. Like they used like modern colloquialisms and stuff. It's like I think it's not, but like Geralt will like say like I killed a monster, and someone's like cool story, bro, like that kind of thing. Just like things like
Ooh.
clearly picked. They didn't literally say that one, but there were things like that,
Yeah.
like picked up
Yeah,
from now, just put in there. I don't know. I don't like it. I wish you would just commit more. And but that's its style. Like it is a Jay-Z, Kanye under the track sort of modern talking kind of mold sort of fantasy show, and that's fine.
yeah, and I guess maybe that could possibly be a selling point for people who are like not always into fantasy, but they are like, hey, it's a high budget Netflix production, so if it looks cool and, you know, would I even say something that it's not? Maybe it is, like up front, they're like, we're playing hip hop music and this is exactly what you get, minus the actual hip hop in the series, I'm assuming.
Because it's trying to. Although it's funny too, because like Jay-Z, Kanye West, they're like kind of hip. Was that them? Who was that song? Do you know? I don't
Yeah,
know.
well, it's the legendary song Monster, and it features rap verses from Kanye West, Jay-Z, Nicki Minaj, and I think
Oh,
Rick Ross. And I can say the whole Nicki Minaj verse if you wanted me to, but maybe if we'll have a talent show, I'll do it.
you know it's weird. I can actually sing part of the Nicki Minaj verse too, and I don't know any of the others.
Yeah, pull up in that monster automobile gangsta. We used to listen to such a side note. We used to have like we could connect our iPods during gym class back in high school. So they would take my iPod and then play that while we were like running laps or something. So it's definitely ingrained in my memory.
Oh yeah,
Which is also, I was
that
like,
is.
what a choice for a song.
I don't like it. I just I'm the stylistic choices that show makes seem a little off to me. But it has a verb, and I respect its get up and go gumption. So
Yeah.
maybe I'll watch it. Maybe I won't. We'll see that. Since Julie says, "Ooh, I started watching Warrior," says Julie. You were right, and I really like it. I knew you would. Did you ever watch Warrior, Mia? You ever start watching that?
No, and I know that's the one. Like slowly but surely, I've been watching what you've told me. I've watched What We Do in the Shadows. I'm watching Succession. So I think it's only
And you
natural that
seem to be liking it. I'm just
yeah,
saying, it's going to be
at
going
some
well.
point, I think Warrior will make it onto my watch list, if not like a year from now.
Very cool. But yeah, that one comes out December 17th, and I am fully lukewarm about it. That's super. What else is coming around the bend, Mia?
Well, we've got more trailers, and I want to talk about something that is actually quite fun and something that I'm excited for, which is the Book of Boba Fett. So I thought we would put that up on the screen too, and I can kind of talk us through this one. It's shorter than the Witcher trailer. So
Drag the Witcher.
there we go. So we've got
Spider.
these creatures that are sentient beings, I believe. And I want to make sure because it's kind of lagging, but I know what's going on generally. We've got Boba Fett. He's back to Mira Morrison.
Looking very
And it's
fresh.
fun to see Boba Fett without his helmet. It gives him more personality than just the stoic character that he's been before. And joining him is Ming-Na Wen as Fennec Shand.
And then large aliens with kind of flat heads as flat aliens.
Yeah, I like the style that they've got going here. I think those were Gamorrean fighters, but you've got all these classic, kind of like The Mandalorian. It's still got that classic Star Wars feel that Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni have been paying so much attention to, kind of like paying homage to it, but better than The Rise of Skywalker and all the other Star Wars sequels.
It looks like The Mandalorian, like visually. Like got the same kind of color palette, kind of a little Dune now, but it is on Tatooine. And obviously lots of Star Wars references. Those are all the Jabba's palace from the Jedi people. The ladies with the giant kind of horny things going on there.
Yeah, the Twi'leks. And one of them is played by Jennifer Beals, which was an interesting reveal.
Really?
But yeah, so basically the whole premise is, okay, we found out from Mandalorian Season 2 that Boba Fett is on the throne for Jabba the Hutt. You know, he's dead now, but he's kind of taken over. He might run his own little part of Tatooine, and we'll see what happens. Will he be a fair ruler? Will he not? Coming December 29th.
It looks fun. I mean, it's interesting that you mentioned it looking kind of Mandalorian style, because to me, it does look very, at least visually, like it's the exact same sort of style they're using. And I wonder if that's going to be like the one size fits all for all these Star Wars shows they're currently in the makings of.
You know, I've
they have a lot coming.
Yeah, they have a lot, but I would say probably not, because at least for like the Acolyte, which is from
right,
the not Black Mirror, from someone else, completely different. And then we've got what's that? Yeah, hey, it's like it's Leslie H.
Yeah. Leslie Headland.
And then the Obi-Wan series is Deborah Chow. So we've got different people spearheading these. So I think just the ones that are coming from Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau will all kind of stylistically be the same, which I think I like that, because it will set them up in their own universe. And then once we start getting other shows, like I said, Andor, Obi-Wan, all that stuff, they will hopefully feel like their own thing, for better or worse.
As Julie says, looks too Star Warsy for me, but I do like those shields. I hear where you're coming from, Julie, honestly. I'll probably watch it a bit, though. Why is it, do we know why it's called the Book of Boba Fett? What book? Can he read? Is he literate?
Well, I think it's kind of, how you have the Book of Mormon, so, Boba Fett is writing his own religion, and he'll be going to... No.
Really? Is that it?
No, that's a meme that I saw. Yeah, I pondered that as well. What does the Book of Boba Fett mean? I think maybe just kind of it's just cool, and it's like these are his adventures and they're written down in his book. I have not heard anyone speak on that yet.
What if they literally find the New Testament and it reveals that the Star Wars universe is our future, not so far, far away?
That would be a twist.
It would.
But yeah, it looks exciting to me. I'm like, I guess I was skeptical with the Mandalorian too.
I did
So
like
I might
Mandalorian.
carry some skepticism just because I'm like, okay, Boba Fett looks cool and all, and we've got some great action scenes, but what is
Sure.
the meat of the show going to be about? Again,
I mean,
I
because
don't think it'll be bad though.
I always say this. It's impossible for them to be bad. I mean, you don't like Eternals very much, but usually these things are at least good.
Hmm.
I do wonder if it's because now the point is to like kind of get it like a universe thing, right? Like it's gonna
Yeah.
intersect with the Mandalorian, will intersect with Ahsoka, will intersect with Book of Boba Fett, or might intersect with something else they want to make, Rangers of the New Republic. Like they want to start doing their MCU thing. They want to start
Hmm.
doing their if you watch one show, you got to watch all the shows thing,
Yeah.
which is where like the concern about style comes in. Because I'm like, okay, so maybe they're going to have like a one size fits all style because they need it to have all the shows feel sort of
Ooh.
similar enough that you can like go from one to another because you have to because they're all telling one big story because that's the way they want it.
Yeah, I mean, perhaps the MCU so far, at least, I mean, with their movies and their TV series, they've done a great job of saying, okay, this is like Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness will be horror, and some other things might feel more like a spy film, or WandaVision is hard to describe altogether. So I do think if the MCU can pull that off, then Star Wars can pull it off. But after my conversation about reviewing Eternals and kind of being like, okay, I think enough is enough, it does make me kind of worried to see Star Wars kind of potentially get out of hand as well. So I mean, if the Book of Boba Fett was a limited series and we just got, I think it's been rumored that'll be 9 episodes. So like, if we just got that and we left it at the table, I would be fine. But then, of course, we're going to have Mandalorian season 3, and Ahsoka's going to tie in, and Ranger of the New Republic is going to tie in. So
Mhm.
then there's that.
Yeah, it'll be a bold new experiment. We'll see where it goes. I will watch and I'll be interested-ish.
All right. Well, that was our Star Wars trailer. And then there was some, speaking of Marvel, there was some Marvel stuff released too. And one of those was Morbius, which is coming from the Sony side. And we don't have to look at that one, and I would not subject anyone to watching this.
It didn't look very good, did it? It looked a little cheesy, which is perfectly cool. Ooh. Oh, thank you,
Oh, hello.
Edis.
Yeah,
We
hello.
appreciate that.
Welcome.
Stick
Thanks
around
for
for shits and
dropping by.
giggles.
Yeah, we're
Lots of
talking
shits, lots
about
of giggles.
Morbius. We're talking about trailers, and yeah, Morbius is next on the docket, which um was yeah, I've kind of lost confidence in Sony. I would love to take a vote of no confidence, just
You
so
did
maybe
not
we
like
could.
Venom, did you? No. And this seems like kind of more the same. I mean, it looks so forced, sort of, didn't it? Like we're
Yeah.
gonna scrape this, like not bottom of the barrel, but just kind of fairly obscure Spider-Man villain and kind of drape him in like dark cliches and have him kind of be haggard and then I have powers now. I have strength. I can fly. Like how many times have we seen this before? Throwing some Batman references in there and
Mm-hmm.
make him a cool, edgy bad man who makes Venom jokes. Like it's so presumptuous. That Venom joke at the end, like a reference joke like that trades on the idea that everybody watching will know what the reference is. And you're presuming that Venom is famous enough to carry a joke like that? I don't know, man. I'm not sure. He's not Iron Man. Like it's not going to work.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Jared Leto disappears inside a character, but like, it's like this incredible acting effort. I'm not going to say, yeah, I mean, because he's very good when he gets the right role. All this
Yeah.
effort in service of sort of a pretty schlocky looking movie. But maybe it'll be good. I don't know, but I do doubt it. Yes. What was your impression, Mia?
Yeah. My impression was, again, I've lost confidence. So there was like unfortunately nothing redeeming about this trailer. That it to me almost seemed a little bit cringy to be like, he's the edgy vampire-ish character, and
Because
maybe he
Venom's
ruined
already
it for the
edgy.
joke. Yeah, like I think that was ruined with the Joker as well when he was, that kind of edgy character, and I was
Right.
just like, please, I wasn't buying it. So, and then on top of that, people have pointed out some weird things. Like there's one shot in the trailer where there's like this graffiti of Spider-Man that he walks by, and it's whatever Sony pulled. It's not even from like a Spider-Man movie or anything. It's from the Spider-Man PS4 game, and it's like one of the screenshots from there. And they're like, yeah, let's just put the PS4 Spider-Man in our movie. And then there's been some things about Oscorp and how they're using the Daily Bugle. This is a whole lot of like talk that I should be explaining more, but it's just kind of like Sony has just been kind of like picking things from every universe of Spider-Man, including the MCU, where we have Michael Keaton, who I took a screen grab of, and he's in this movie, but previously he
78
was
years
Adrian
young.
Toomes. Yeah, he was the Vulture in Spider-Man Homecoming, the very first one. So it's like, okay, we kind of already know that these are supposed to be in their own separate universes. So how, did Vulture get into this whole universe?
What do you mean? Because it's so weird because the Spider-Man movies are both MCU and the Spider-Man Sony universe. So like, the Tom Holland's Peter Parker can fight the Joker and can talk to Doctor Strange, and Venom's happening somewhere else they're not legally allowed to talk about yet.
Yeah.
That to me is a product of the weird contractual stuff that's always been going around between these people.
Yeah, I
Julie
think
thinks
it's
we're being too curmudgeonly here, which she's probably right. You're right. They should have themselves up. You're correct. By the way, Edith, when you say do you like Avatar, do you mean the Avatar movies with the blue aliens, or Avatar: The Last Airbender with the cartoon Asian-inspired war games?
Yeah, Dan likes Avatar: The Last Airbender. I like Avatar from James Cameron. Unless you like both of those.
And ATLA. I love Avatar: The Last Airbender, Edith. Great show. And I'm fine with the blue aliens,
there we
too. Anyway, go on, Mia.
So yeah, so we've got him. Oh, I was just gonna say it's kind of a continuity thing because it's like, well, and I kind of have to do some spoilers here, about the whole Venom post-credit scene, and he's technically transported to another universe where Tom Holland exists. So it's kind of like, okay, well then, in what place and what space does the Vulture exist? But we'll find out. I might not find out, but I'll be happy for anyone else to report back.
Is what you get when you have this level of contractual mishigas.
Yeah. Also, we've got and the second thing was it's like Sony is trying to build their own Spider-Man universe, so it's kind of like they've been wanting to push away the MCU anyway. Again, we will see, but I think they really need
they're
the
tied
MCU.
to it. They can't. Like that trailer had a title credit like made in association with Marvel, which I'd never seen before. That struck me as very strange, or just not strange, but like notable. Like you're just admitting it right up front.
But again, it's Marvel Entertainment. It wasn't Marvel Studios. So it's like, well, yeah, of course it'll be Marvel. So again, Sony, we will see if they get their act together. Also, I just want to shout out Matt Smith, who is going to be in House of the Dragon. He's like a detective or something. I should have looked this up before.
Willowy, thin, 8-foot-long armed gentleman just swaggering through in his long-ass lab coat. Yeah.
Who is... Yeah, I'm not entirely sure if he will even be a villain or, they've got some character explains, but we only see him in one shot, so maybe he will be more important than we think. I, again, could kind of care less.
Apparently, he was going to play young Palpatine in The Rise of Skywalker.
Oh, that's in our lightning round.
Oh, it is? I'm sorry, I didn't know.
I'll give my opinion on that later.
Hey,
that's a little teaser.
We said that. Everyone forget. Don't tell anybody. Okay, what else?
Yeah, so that's that. I can move on from talking about Morbius because I'm not really
excited.
Yeah. But okay, so one thing that I am excited about as we finish off talking about trailers is Hawkeye. Just coming November the 24th, and they're premiering 2 episodes on Disney Plus. So you don't have to spend Thanksgiving with your family. You can watch that.
Sure.
Thank you, Edith, for joining us. Maybe one day you will come back.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
so yeah,
Adios.
we're here to discuss the Hawkeye trailer. There's a new Hawkeye trailer that came out. Now that there was not that much new in this, aside from the addition of the character Echo, who we have screenshotted here, played by I want to get this right, Alaqua Cox, who's pretty much a newcomer on the scene. And it's kind of funny. I was looking this up and I was like, oh, yeah, Echo was supposed to be getting her own spin off series. Wow, would you look at that?
Confidence.
So yeah, Marvel is getting really bold with handing out these spin-offs. And I was saying, like, supposedly Agatha Harkness is going to get a spin-off series, which I agree. I'm like, okay,
She
that's
is.
fine. People loved her, and I think Catherine Hahn should come back. But to give a character a
And they canceled
spin-off,
her Joe Rivers show, so she deserves it. She got to have this.
oh wow, see, there we go. But yeah, what do you think about Marvel kind of greenlighting a spin-off show before, we have even really seen this character do or say anything?
I think it's diabolical. I think it's part of their plan to not waste their time and take over the world and et cetera and so forth. I think it's bull. I think it's bad. I don't like it, but it'll happen. I can't do anything about it. So, you do you, Marvel.
Yeah, I'm like, I want to be excited about it. Like I said, the first round of Marvel series I was so excited about because these were characters that we knew, but we didn't get to spend too much time with them. Whereas with these new characters, I can't be super excited because I'm like, well, we don't know them. I guess that's what happens with the movies. You get a new character, you come to like them eventually, but again, I think they're starting to reach their limit here. It's like, okay, halt, stop.
I mean, their whole thing was making heroes that we didn't really care about into household names, like Guardians of the Galaxy.
Right.
Even Iron Man, through a little bit extent. I don't think he was generally popular. So, but can they do it all again with people who are even more like B-list? No, we're talking like C-list now. I don't know. They're going to try to make lightning strike for. I mean, it struck like once, twice, 3 times already. I mean, if I were them, I would try for 4. Why not? So
yeah.
Go get it.
I guess good luck to Marvel. I'm looking forward to Hawkeye either way. Echo, she seems interesting. I'm like, okay, she might be a villain. She might be someone who Hawkeye is, running. I think obviously running away from. But I wonder if there's a Black Widow connection with Julia Louis-Dreyfus' character. Like, was she contacted or contracted by her or not? So we'll see.
We will.
All right, so let's move on to our final topic because we both have 2 shows that we wanted to talk about. Yeah, the trailer topic was really long. And we're already moving on to what are we watching? So,
what are we watching?
Dan, I will hand
it over.
What are
you watching?
Oh, yeah. As we're talking, let us know in the comments what y'all have been watching. Julie already said she's caught up with
watching Warrior, which I'm very happy about. Good for you, Julie.
But Dan, what would you like to talk about?
Well, I mean, like, I'm watching Succession, and I'm loving that. And I got the screener for the next episode, by the way, now. I'm going to watch tonight, I think. Very excited for that. It's just such a good show. Just, again, I like shows where you can kind of pay attention to the minutia and it matters. And, like, that show is so kind of intentionally written where, like, every line, a lot of them have little bits into it. It's very referential to itself, to things that are happening today. It's just fun to follow. And it's on, like, this Greek tragedy arc now that I think will get bloody and horrible. I'm looking forward to it. I also finished, I mean, I assume you finished? Well, I'm not sure.
Yeah. Wait, let me say something about Succession, because I've been on the show for weeks saying I hated Succession, and now all of a sudden, I don't know what happened, Dan, but I started watching it again last week with episode 2, and I was just so into it. It's like somebody put a spell on me or so. I love this show. And, like, not even secretly like it. I'm like, I really, really like it. And I think it's great, as far as character studies, as far as writing, the best thing you could do with the script is make sure that everybody wants something. And, I think one of my script writing professors said this. So it's like, okay, as you're writing a character, you want to make sure they're trying to, their whole objective is to get what they want to get, and they don't want anyone to get in the way of that. And I was like, wow, that is this to a T. So I finished season 1 and giving myself a little breather, and I'll be getting to season 2, I guess maybe the end of this week or something like that.
And season 2, I think it's a little better too. So it's better.
Gosh,
You're right.
wow.
There are like no spare parts in that show. Like every character matters. Every character's on their mission, and they all and no one's dumb, Or if they're dumb, they're dumb on purpose in the story. Like poor Connor Roy, who's like the oldest child and can't really seem to do much with himself. And the rest of them are like smart people who aren't compromised, interacting and going up against each other. It's compelling to watch.
Yeah.
But Dexter's coming out this weekend. I think we're going to have reviews up. Perhaps next week we'll talk about that. We do have a reviewer who is looking at it, so we should have him on. I'll talk about it later. I also finished up, and you might have too, What We Do in the Shadows season 3 on FX on Hulu. Another show that I introduced you to, Mia. How'd you like the third season? I'll say, I didn't love it as much as the first 2, but I did like it, and the finale I thought was good. I'm good for like an ongoing story is always fun with our idiot vampires in Staten Island.
Yeah, I think I'm at this point I'm just along for the ride with the characters. So yeah, I was like obviously really really hooked with season 1 and at season 2 as well. And this season, yeah, I think I was probably just like, yeah, I enjoyed it. Maybe not as much as some of the other episodes.
As much of a rush as well. I'm not sure why. Like Nicole says it too. It was good but not great. Which I agree with. Yeah, it was good, but it wasn't great, which is too bad. But I still enjoyed it, and I do like where it ended.
Yeah, whatever and that was my thing with the finale too. It really just felt like a precursor for season 4, and I wish there was a little bit more that we got as far as story, but it was really just like, hey, this is what we're setting up in season 4. I think that should be interesting. It was a little bit sad at the end, a little bit funny at the end as well. But overall, I mean, they didn't lose me as a viewer. I'm a little upset that I have to wait like a whole year for season 4.
I do think that they ordered seasons 4 and 5 together. I think so. They're in it for the long haul, whatever happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's still funny. I still love the accents. I still I thought they got to some emotional bits with, I don't know, there's a breakthrough with Guillermo and Nandor. That was nice to see.
Yeah.
But it did leave us sort of on a cliffhanger, so we'll see what happens. As Julie says, Julie wants to shake Roman from Succession and wake him up to actually do something smart. He's capable, but he's just kind of has this immaturity problem where he can't quite get past it, but he could. Yeah. I love Shiv Roy's pants. Are my favorite character from that show. The pants she wears, they're very well tailored.
And Kieran Culkin is hosting SNL, I believe.
Is he?
This weekend on the 6th, yeah.
Oh damn! I might watch that then.
Then the week after is Jonathan Majors, and then the week after that is Simu Liu. So it's a great lineup that they have.
Everyone's talking about Jonathan Majors and Simu Liu, and I did not hear about Kieran Culkin. I'm more excited about that one, frankly. That's my big one.
Yeah, tune in this weekend.
Did Macaulay ever host? I don't think so.
Probably not, which is like, wow, says a lot about him now.
I bet he'll make a guest appearance. I bet there'll be like a Home Alone sketch. I'm Macaulay Culkin.
Oh, that'd be so nice.
What else is he doing?
Yeah, I would love a Succession sketch. If they don't, do that, I have to stop watching. But yeah. Oh, also, so I watched this this literally yesterday. Doctor Who season 13. They had their premiere on Halloween. And we've been talking about this in an interesting season because it's like, okay, it's only 6 episodes due to COVID. We've got a brand new companion there. His name is Dan. He's got a thick Liverpool accent that I can't understand. It is oof. Maybe I should start with that. I was okay understanding Jodie Whittaker and Mandip Gill as 13th Doctor and Yaz because they're from. Well, Jodie Whittaker, she says she's from Huddersfield, and I was like, okay. But man, John Bishop, they just really laid on the accents thick season. So
it's another country. I don't know what to tell you.
But I mean, I feel like for the most part, they've always used kind of just like a standard flat London accent. And even David Tennant switched from his Scottish accent to like a general London accent. And I was like, oh my God, thank God. And then Peter Capaldi went with his natural Scottish accent, which was fine. But I think this one is where I draw the line.
I'll have to hear it. I haven't watched it. I'm not sure that's the point. You seem really hung up on it, frankly. It seems like it's hurting you.
Well, yeah, it's just one of the many things that I guess I would have found flawed with this first episode. And I kind of feared that this was going to happen. Chris Chibnall was kind of promising this big, really explosive season. It's supposed to be
Mhm.
scary. It's supposed to deliver everything. And I was going through Reddit yesterday, and there was either two camps. Like you really loved it because everything it was setting up. There's like 12 characters who you kind of have to keep tabs on, and most of them are
All right.
brand new. And you're like, oh, I love that. It's exciting. It's thrilling. And then on the other hand, it's like
Epic
we set up a
story.
lot of characters, but we left a lot of it at the door. Like, we introduced this person, but it was never really mentioned why, or this person, but we don't know why. Mostly it was like, why did you introduce this character if you're not really going to explain how they tie into this episode? Um, so we'll see how things go for the rest of the episodes. I really don't know if I want to tune in weekly. I might just let it build up until all 6 episodes have premiered.
Hmm.
But I'm on the side that it was pretty flawed and that they introduced a lot of stuff in like quick succession, whereas maybe
Succession.
we should have, yeah. Whereas maybe we should have, again, kind of like with Marvel, like narrow it down, focus on building up, some of your better characters, and try not to have so many villains. There's like a new villain. There's Centaurans. There's the Weeping Angels, which are cool, but again, when they're getting overshadowed by everything else, you're like, oh, this is a lot. So
Fair enough. So maybe they're trying for a big swing, but they're swinging so hard the bat leaves their hands and hits someone in the stands.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, this will be Chris Chibnall's last complete season. We'll see, if he hits a home run by the finale or with those 3 other specials they're doing in 2022. So he's still got a little bit of time left.
Yeah, and then we get the bizarre comeback of the guy who began Doctor Who in 2005, the reboot, which is just again kind of unheard of. I can't I
Yeah.
can't think of something else like another situation like this, but weird and cool.
Hmm.
And I mean, it is too bad that in something like this, you're almost like more looking forward to the next thing than enjoying the thing you actually have.
Hmm.
But for Doctor Who fans out there, I hope you enjoy Jodie Whittaker's final go round this
Yeah.
particular sun.
Yeah. Farewell season. So that's what's going on, what we watched. Continue to let us know what you watched. Oh, Nicole says Shadow season 3. Oh, we already read that comment. I'm like,
And about Dexter too.
yeah, yeah.
Natalie,
Okay.
did you get to watch Dexter New Blood already? Did you get the screeners? If
Ooh,
you did, good for you.
yeah. Well, hopefully we get that answer. So I think we're ready to move on to the final round. Here it is, the WiC News Lightning Round. Whoa. Woohoo! Oh, it's scary this time. We've got effects. Oh, and Natalie sent us a smiley face. Ooh, what could that mean? So, WiC News Lightning Round. We've got 20 seconds to respond to these headlines, these news things that we didn't have time to get to during the whole show that we had just now. And Dan, you read first, and I shall answer.
All right. First up, Mia. Eternals is currently Marvel's lowest rated MCU movie ever.
Okay, yeah.
You
It's
have read
low.
that.
Last time I checked, it was 57% rotten. Now it's 53%. And yeah,
Oh.
first ever rotten movie, which means that 53% of critics did not enjoy it, which is quite sad. I mean, that beat Thor Ragnarok, which says a lot. But I
Into the
mean,
Dark World.
unfortunately, I think it's earned, and maybe they will pick themselves up later. They might not even do a sequel.
Unthinkable for Marvel. Okay.
Yeah.
What's next?
All right, Dan. Hannah Waddingham joins the cast of Hocus Pocus 2.
Hannah Waddingham, of course, Septa Unella in Game of Thrones, the shame nun who rang the bell, shame, won an Emmy now for Ted Lasso, very fun show. Hocus Pocus 2, I mean, it's cool that her career is blowing up. I love that the shame nun from Game of Thrones is becoming a giant star. Hocus Pocus 2, I mean, I saw it when I was a kid. I was the right age, but I don't really care about it. But good for her.
All right, sounds good.
All right, back to more Doctor Who stuff. Okay, Mia, Matt Smith He was opening up about apparently he had a role in Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker, but it got cut. What's the deal?
Yeah, so honestly, we still don't know why it was cut. And he was like, oh, it's going to be, this groundbreaking Star Wars role. It was going to change the history of Star Wars. But he still wouldn't tell people what the role was.
Well,
Though,
no.
when they were asked,
his family.
he was like, someone asked, is it Palpatine's son? And he was like, well, so I think it's related to Palpatine, either that or young Palpatine. But apparently they.
I have so much after the light run is over really quickly. Okay. What is next?
Okay.
Blah.
Okay. Dan, Donnie Darko, the director, is considering expanding the movie's universe.
Oh, it's Richard Kelly, isn't it? I'm pretty sure that's the guy who wrote Donnie Darko. Yeah, like this cult movie from the early 2000s, kind of an 80s throwback that, like, it resonated with folks around that age. Like, you were too young. It was everywhere. It was like the cool mind movie to watch. And of course, they want to have a cinematic universe about it. It's so priority right now to get content. Boo. Okay.
I think we understand where you're going.
Okay. Mia, Harry Potter and the Cursed Child returns to Broadway, but instead of 2 plays, it's only 1.
Yeah, and those 2 plays was literally like, okay, you have to have tickets for the first performance, like in the day, and the second in the night, or you watch them 2 separate days. So now, mostly in America, you're just gonna watch one show. You sit down and see the whole thing. I think it's fine. I've never seen it myself. I've read through it, and it's pretty long, but like, I don't think you're missing out on a ton. Most people, yeah. Okay. So. Next question, or next headline. Ed Sheeran enjoyed his Game of Thrones cameo, but he says the reaction muddied his joy.
Yeah, remember when Ed Sheeran, musician and singer-songwriter, appeared on Game of Thrones for like 30 seconds? People got mad for no reason. They were so mad about that for no reason. It was fine. And he basically said, like, yeah, it was fun. And then I got online, and why everybody being such a jerk about it? That's it. People are weird. He got off Twitter. He's probably better off Twitter. I hope he has a nice life. It's just people will. What will they do? I don't know. All right, Mia. A teen was hospitalized after attempting a stunt he saw on Squid Game, where he microwaved some honeycomb and it blew up in his hand and gave him burns.
Yeah, I'm glad you explained it for me. That saved me some time, because I was at first when I saw that I was like, oh God, I hope it wasn't like Tug of War, one of the more serious games, because you can die in that game. But this one was like, I don't know if I would blame Squid Game. Like, hey, you shouldn't touch hot stuff. If it's coming out of a microwave or an oven, you got to take caution about it. So I don't know if Squid Game is to blame. Teenagers, I guess I'll make an aside because my sisters have been doing that too. They've been making like the caramel and
right.
I don't know. A lot of people are into this now. Sorry, I went over time.
It's an important topic.
Okay, last one. I had to put this on here, Dan. I'm sorry.
Sure.
Legendary actor, Guardians of the Galaxy, Parks and Recreation actor Chris Pratt will voice Garfield the cat in a new animated feature.
Okay, so first he's Super Mario, then he's Garfield. This just shows to me that Hollywood executives have about like this much imagination between them. It's like, could he be a good Garfield? Sure. Could like a billion other people? Yeah, they could be good Garfields too, but you're giving it to the guy who already has all the roles for no reason, just because it's easy and it's there. Who goes to?
Yeah, I mean, anyone can say I hate Mondays, right?
I can do it. I can't lie. I love Mondays. But a couple of comments we can read here. Christian says there shouldn't have been a Hocus Pocus 1. I mean, I wasn't offended by it. It was fine. I like Bette Midler and everything, but it's whatever. And Natalie loves Donnie Darko, seen it since last year. Since last year?
I mean, the first time I've seen Hocus Pocus was last year. Like, I know so many people are talking about it. I just saw it for the first time. So I think it's cute, yeah. Donnie Darko I have never seen, so good for them, I guess.
It was so big for a while among like the edgy high school college set. Like it was just like the movie that the cool people saw and that it blew their minds and it opened their brains. And as Julie says, Doctor Who is such a classic. I watched it centuries ago, but missed so much that figured it would be too hard to catch up with. I mean, Mia, is Doctor Who the kind of thing where you need to like know a ton about it, or can you like jump in with a new doctor, any new doctor?
Yeah, you can really jump in at the start of any season. I would just say, if you want to see one doctor over the other, make sure you start at the beginning of their run, because you might miss, like, all the companions and how they built up their relationships and stuff. But yeah, for the
Sure.
most part, as long as you start at the beginning of a season, you're fine. Also, when I started watching, I watched them kind of out of sync as well. So, I mean, you
Mhm.
can really kind of just jump in and try what you like.
Okay, and finally, I have another note for you, Mia. Just because you're going to be leaving us, I have to bring this up. So you've been on the show for a while, and isn't it pronounced Palpatine, not Papaltine? That's how it's
Palpatine.
spelled.
Yeah, like PayPal. I think I just kind of say Papaltine. I think I am, like, if I do, I will say an L, but I think that's just my pronunciation. Kind of like Thanos and
Oh, I know what you're
Thanos.
doing. I
That's a
think
hard
you're
one.
I think you're taking the L and putting it 2 letters later.
Yeah. Like Palpatine, like the Pope, basically. So I probably say it
Yes.
like that, but you know what I'm saying.
I do, but it bothers me that you're not saying it exactly right. These are very important, Mia. It's so important you get the nerdy
it's
pronunciations right.
it's
No,
a
it's not.
character trait.
It's a character trait. It's really okay. I just wanted to say that because I will admit, whenever it's come up, in back of my head, it's like, is she saying it wrong? Is it? I shouldn't bring it up though. No, it's not important enough. No, I shouldn't. I won't. But now that you're going, I felt I could just do it and just get it, just clear the air, get it out of my brain, and now it's over.
I'll probably still say it like that. It's been
I'll say
too
whatever you
long
want,
now.
as long as I pointed it out, I can rest easy and not have myself to crazy get sleep. And for all of you, thanks for watching us so much. If you want to get more articles, videos, prizes, feel free to hit up the WiC Club at this link right here. And we stream new shows every Wednesday at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time at the Winter is Coming YouTube page and the Winter is Coming Facebook page. And Idis, who was watching us earlier, what was their name? Oh, Edis. Come back, Edis. We would love to have you and to interface with you and your lovely personality. As Terry says, the Enterprise won the World Series. That's a great note to end on. We will
Woohoo.
see you guys later. Thanks for tuning in and have a lovely evening week. Bye bye.